50 Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Lil Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail.
Y'all, buckle up because this story is wild. Lil Meech didn't just betray 50 Cent, he allegedly ran off with $10 million. Yes, you heard that right. $10 million. And get this, he did it while cozying up with 50's biggest rival in the game, Rick Ross. After everything 50 did for this man, from paying for acting school to covering rehab bills, he got hit with a betrayal so cold it could freeze hell over. And now, messages are leaking, alliances are shifting, and 50, oh, he's not taking this lightly. He's loading up the receipts, and he might just clap back the hardest way he knows how. But let's rewind for a second, because before things went left, it was 50 who handed Lil Meech the keys to the kingdom.
I looked at it like, from that point, maybe 50 should have brung a bag for Meech and maybe a watch or something. Because obviously that's what Ross did or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I had in mind.
When 50 Cent personally chose Demetrius Lil Meech Flannery Jr. to play his own father, the legendary Big Meech, in the Starz hit show BMF, this wasn't just casting, it was a life-changing gift. Lil Meech had zero acting experience. He was just trying to find his lane in rap in Hollywood. Nobody believed in him, except 50.
But look, 50, boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was gonna be able to do it. You thought you was gonna be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong?
Man, the industry wouldn't even answer this kid's calls. But 50 saw something in him. He believed in the potential. So what did he do? He sent Meech to acting school for 2 years and paid every dime himself. No promo, no public thank yous, just quiet, solid support.
50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better shut up. I will buy your masters.
This wasn't just about a TV role. 50 had a bigger vision. He was planning spin-offs, films, and long-term deals. The BMF brand was poised to pull in $30 to $50 million over time. This was their shot to flip the street hustle into legitimate generational wealth. Meanwhile, Big Meech was still locked up watching his son become a star on primetime TV, reclaiming the family name, but under bright lights this time. And who made it happen? Not a lawyer, not a record executive, not a rap friend, a businessman, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. He kept the BMF name alive and fed the next generation. But now, that same legacy is neck-deep in mess.
50, boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was gonna be able to do it. You thought you was gonna be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? I know you wanna make your mama one of them walking stars thing put down there. Your mama live. Her home.
And 50, he's not just mad, he's wounded. For years, he stayed humble about everything he did, never once asked for credit, never once bragged about paying for school, sending money, or cutting deals behind closed doors. He kept it low-key. But something snapped. Suddenly, 50's online and people are wondering, why is he so pressed about the money now? The biggest theory? 50 wasn't just being generous, he was invested. He believed this would be his next major business play. And now? Rick Ross is poking at the wound, throwing shade, making plays. Then Big Meech finally comes home in October, and things take a hard left. Instead of running back into 50's arms, doing interviews together, or dropping a co-signed docuseries, Big Meech shocks everyone. He doesn't show up with 50, he pops out with Rick Ross. This wasn't a little handshake at an awards show either. This was full-on bonding, car shows, promotions, welcome home concerts. Meech was out here cheesing on Instagram with Rose like they'd been brothers forever. Rumors swirl that Lil Meech is doing $500 promo videos to keep money flowing. 50, of course, clowns him immediately. Big Screech got Meech doing promos $500 a pop. Get you one while it lasts. But y'all, 50 wasn't even close to done. So just when you thought 50 was done dragging them through the mud, he spun the block, he took things to a whole new level of petty genius and dropped a GoFundMe link. Yep, you heard that right, a GoFundMe page for Big Meech. Now let's be real, 90% chance 50 made it himself just to troll. But either way, he posted it and the internet went nuts. The GoFundMe claimed Meech needed help paying $330,000 a month for an Airbnb. Like what? And 50, being 50, added this messy little caption: help Big Screech pay his $30,000 a month Airbnb. That's one of P's cribs. Shout out to quality control. But still, he wasn't done. Next victim, 42, Doug. 50 posted that Doug allegedly gave Big Meech $100K, then roasted both of them, saying, "Your daddy, my ninja. You made a mistake giving Screech $100K. You could have given that to your ninjas. You always been hard-headed." Oop. 42 Doug clapped back on Instagram, of course, but the damage? Already done. The timeline was in flames, fans were scrambling, trying to figure out how the BMF empire turned into a public disaster. And then Tony Yayo came through with some tea. In an interview, he straight up said Big Meech had been asking Lil Baby for money since getting out, like, "You just got home from federal prison and you're out here hitting up rappers like it's a Cash App fundraiser?" Even worse, Tony said Meech was mad that his own son wasn't helping him financially. Now let's talk about Lil Meech for a sec, cause he's not making this look any better. According to Yayo, Lil Meech is out here burning through money like it's cursed, dropping $100K on Chrome Hearts jeans, $500,000 on a flashy BMF chain, flexing designer everything. While his pops allegedly can't pay rent, make it make sense. But oh, you thought that was the last twist? Nope. Word on the street is, 50 Cent bought the halfway house Big Meech is required by law to live in. Yes, that halfway house. As in, Big Meech is allegedly paying rent to 50 Cent. Let that sink in. Fans started joking like crazy online. 50 gonna put that man on toilet duty, cleaning up felon mess all day. One person wrote, 50 is the GOAT, nothing but respect. This is the most savage thing I've ever seen. Another said, he really stands on business. Can't nobody troll like this man. But not everyone's buying it. Some folks are calling caps, saying Meech isn't even in a halfway house. But let's keep it a buck. This is 50 Cent we're talking about. A man who'll drop millions just to prove a petty point. Meanwhile, Lil Meech is over here making it very clear where his loyalty lies. He jumped on Instagram with a heartfelt message. "Before I asked God for anything, I asked him to bring my father home. My prayers were answered. I love you, Dad. Death before dishonor." There was no loyalty, just strategy, just spite. And 50, he saw straight through it. Then enters Floyd Mayweather. Y'all remember 50 and Floyd's history. From clowning Floyd's reading skills to trading jabs online, this beef runs deep. So when Lil Meech pulled up to Lucky Strike Miami with Floyd, Rick Ross, and an entire entourage, that was a declaration of war. And Meech wasn't done. He dropped exclusive merch from his Red Letters X1 collab, gifted Floyd some pieces, they hit the jewelry store, went car shopping, arcade games, then ended the night courtside at a Lakers game in LA. It was like a loyalty tour, with 50's enemies front row. And then, he posted a video of Ross and Meech throwing subliminals, then joked, "Tell your pops I'm a lookout. What's the address? I'm sending wings over there." Classic 50. Of course, he deleted it after, but the damage? Already done. And just when you think the drama hit its peak, 50 pulled the rug from under us. See, it turns out 50 Cent didn't just invest in Lil Meech's career, he may have saved that man's life. According to 50, things on set of BMF were getting out of control. And it wasn't just ego and money, it was substance abuse. 50 wrote, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Mimi's relationship. I'm telling Mimi, stop doing that stuff. He's telling him, it's cool, I used to do it too. I tell her, stop blowing your money. He tells her how much he blew. People don't even know. I had to send Mimi to rehab." Russell Hornsby, one of the most respected actors in the game, apparently noticed something was off. Meech was allegedly throwing up during a weapons test. It got so serious that someone from the crew, named Ian, pulled 50 aside and told him, "Yo, that kid got whippets in his truck." 50's like, "What the hell is whippets?" He Googled it. Found out it's the same gas used in toy guns, those little cartridges people huff for a quick high. Y'all, this wasn't no joke. To prove he wasn't just talking reckless, 50 posted a clip of G-Unit's Gandil backing up everything he said about Meech's behavior. It was bad. And here's the kicker. 50 didn't expose it back then. He handled it privately. He paid for rehab out of his own pocket. No headlines, no TMZ leak, no shade. He did it out of love, out of respect, to protect this kid. And now that loyalty's gone, 50 is done playing protector. Once he realized that the whole family flipped on him, Meech, Big Meech, everybody, he snapped and he went full savage mode. Back on Instagram, 50 posted a pic of Tammy Cowens, who used to be Big Meech's business partner. Some of y'all remember her from back in the day. Then, boom, screenshot drop. A text convo between 50 and Tammy. He asked her directly, "Did Meech know you were allegedly snitching while he was locked up?" And Tammy hit him back with a cold, short reply. Yep. 50's caption, "Tammy Cowens, the truth and nothing but the truth coming soon." And then the ultimate disrespect. He posted a whole BMF photo carousel, but he blurred out every image of Lil Meech. Like, scribbled his face out. literally erased the lead actor of his own show like an ex you never want to see again. You want to talk about a statement? That was 50 saying, "You're dead to me." And just when we thought the drama hit its peak, nope. It gets wilder. 50 leaks private text messages from Lil Meech himself, and these weren't no flex messages. This was straight up begging. One message read, "They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram. Now you mad at me? I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act like I'm your enemy. I've only shown love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through stuff, but I never switched up on you." Too little, too late. By this point, 50 had already chosen war. And then, Lil Meech did the unthinkable. He threw his own father under the bus. He hopped online and straight up said, "Ross gave my dad some bread so he could pay his bills until our next season starts." The internet lost it. Fans were shook. Like, wait, what? You're out here admitting that Rick Ross is cutting checks for Big Meech? And 50? He didn't miss a beat. He clapped back with one line that said it all. "What next season?" Boom! A direct hit. And fans knew exactly what he meant. That wasn't just a jab, that was a threat. A warning that the BMF series might be done. Because how can you keep building an empire when the people you built it for betrayed you? And Big Meech? He made his choice. He picked a side, and it wasn't 50's. But here's the twist that's got everybody whispering behind the scenes. What if this wasn't just about betrayal? What if Big Meech was sabotaging his own son's success from the start? Sounds crazy, right? Until you really think about it. At first glance, it looked like another messy industry feud, 50 being petty, Ross being slick, and Big Meech chasing the bag. But zoom out, and it feels deeper than that. Some fans are now convinced this might be a quiet, ugly father versus son war playing out in public, like real psychological drama, a legacy tearing itself apart from the inside out. Some believe Big Meech was jealous, that old-school resentment, that quiet tension where your son's rise feels like your fall. Instead of being proud, you feel replaced, and that bitterness turns into sabotage. And when you act on that energy, you burn the same bridges your son still needs to walk across. That's the real tragedy. This could have been a beautiful redemption arc, a father and son rebuilding the name, turning the BMF story from infamy to icon. But instead, it's looking like the fall of a dynasty. A man came home and tried to outshine the son who carried the name while he was gone. And in the process, he dimmed both of their futures. Now, with 50 backing off, the BMF franchise is hanging by a thread. No confirmed new season, no guarantees. And Ross? He legally can't touch the BMF film rights. 50 owns all of that. So whatever plan they had brewing might already be too late. But the big question remains, did Lil Meech really snake 50 Cent for $10 million? Was it betrayal? Or was it manipulation? Or something even deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like, and subscribe for the next chapter, because you already know this story ain't over. Story ain't over.